we have with us now United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, Alex Azar. Good morning to you, sir, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be with you.
I've got kind of a Southern saying called consumer confusion, and I believe that the consumer is more confused about health care than any sector of our economy. I'm no rocket scientist. I'm no idiot either, and I opened some of the insurance documents that I'm to review, and I can't make heads nor tails. Mr. Azar, you're trying to address some of that as it relates to a patient's right to know drug prices. Please explain if you don't mind.
You bet. Well, and you're right. Healthcare is very confusing, but thanks to the president and the bipartisan actions of Congress, today patients have more information and it's less confusing, because what was happening is insurance companies were telling pharmacists that they couldn't tell patients that if they just paid out of pocket for a drug, they might pay less than running it through insurance. Now, thanks to this bipartisan legislation, both for commercial plans and for Medicare plans, you've got a right to know, and you can ask your pharmacist. So I encourage your listeners, ask your pharmacist if you could pay less for your drugs by paying out of pocket than by running it through insurance.
Is this, I mean, we talk about health care overhaul. We talk about health care reform. Obviously, Obamacare is law of the land. Some like, some don't like the rest and residue of that. But as you, as Health and Human Service Director, this will fall under some of your purview. Is this the beginning of trying to implement reform in health care that does make it more consumer-friendly?
It is, and it's actually not the beginning. It's a continuation of the president's deep commitment to reduce health care costs in the country, increase choice, but most importantly, keep the patient at the center of those choices by having them be informed. So now you got the right to ask your pharmacist. We're working to force the drug companies to put in their TV ads the list price of drugs, so you have that information. We've put that information up online through the drug price tool that our Medicare agency put up right after the president laid out his blueprint on drug pricing back in May. And we're continuing to work to bring greater transparency to prices, to quality, so that patients are in the driver's seat.
We certainly do appreciate that. Once again, that is a major legislative accomplishment on drug pricing. Is it effective? It will be effective when? In other words, when can the consumer walk in his Walgreens or CVS or wherever he gets his prescriptions or her prescriptions and make that ask you're so talking about?
Walk in there today. I saw the president sign it. I can certify he signed it. It's effective. Go to your pharmacist and ask today. Ask your pharmacist, can you get your drugs cheaper by paying out of pocket than using your insurance?
Thank you.
Those savings can add up. You know, it could be $4 for a drug out of pocket, but may cost 15 to 20 if it's run through insurance, or even more. You're taking 10 drugs. That adds up.
No question about it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time and appreciate your hard work.
My pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.